In this wild ride, we're here to say we're living the imperfect way.
And on that note, what is freaking out? My name is Eve. My name is Sarah, and we are burnt out perfectionists.
Yes, we are. Happy Monday. Happy Monday.
I'm trying to wait a different one.
This recorded better than when we used to do like the Happy Monday because it would click between our two voices.
Oh, okay, so the Happy Monday.
The like pause makes it so much better.
Oh, okay. I thought I would try to switch it up. I will probably forget halfway through and swap between each of them because...
Or maybe we won't say Happy Monday. It will just be those bitches.
We just cut it off. We're like,
we're dots. Just be Garfield. I hate Mondays.
I don't hate Mondays.
I don't hate Mondays either.
What is your survive and thrive of the past week, 2 weeks?
My survive is... Oh, I don't really have anything.
That's good.
I know. No, that is a good thing. I was like, the only thing that frustrated me is like the lamest thing ever, and it's like a 5-second fix, is if you did not grow up with a dishwasher, sometimes you don't know how to load them properly. So I had something that was like right at the front of my dishwasher, which prevented the little doohickey from opening up to drop the pot in.
Oh, okay.
At the cleaning part, and I opened up my dishwasher, and I was like, damn it, there's still shit all over the stuff. And then I was like, I don't want to run it again. Should I reload it again? Anyways, my husband decided just to rerun it the other day. That's like lame. It's not like it's broken.
No.
Sometimes it gets a little blunt because I have a portable dishwasher versus having like a regular one. So I gotta like jam one of those straw cleaners down the little hose thing. You have a little woohoo.
What is your thrive?
My thrive is we've had so much sunshine, and I'm loving it because I love sunshine and cold weather.
Oh, it's lovely.
The only thing I'm not vibing with is these fucked up temperatures because my allergies are allergying and my tulips are coming up in my garden. So what the fuck? It's January.
We do live in Canada, so most of the time it's cold and snowy during this time.
Yeah.
And for some reason we have January this year where like we have like no snow.
It's literally been like December was like what our usual fall weather is. And January is now spring. Like, it's so...
Yeah. Like, December was, like, a bit cold. But, like, it wasn't even that... Like, we didn't even have a lot of ice. We had, like, 1 day of snow.
Put it this way. I wore regular weight leggings.
I know. I was like, what is going on?
Fucking jeans. I would never wear jeans in January. Too cold.
I'm wearing sweatpants, but... and a lighter sweater.
Yep.
But that's just because.
Mm-hmm. So, for today's episode...
Rude.
What?
You talk about your survive and thrive. I'd like to talk about mine.
Oh. You paused. I didn't know if you wanted to continue on after the fucking fun times you had last week.
Well, if you listened to last week's episode, an update of how my 2026 is going is, so last week I said that my hot water tank almost went kablooey and broke. My washer broke, which I fixed. And guess what happened now? I'll pause for dramatic effect. My basement flooded. So, guess who learned how to use a commercial dehumidifier? That was great.
Mm-hmm.
But my thrive is my mommy bought me new slippers. Well, technically these are her spares and I stole them. But I got to wear new slippers because heads up to anybody who buys the Kirkland UGG knockoffs. I definitely stepped in my dog's feces and couldn't get it out of the bottom. And I was like, oh, okay, wash them out the first time. Got them clean. Put them in the washer. Put them in the dryer.
You put them in the dryer?
No, I didn't put them in the dryer, sorry. Wash them. I put them by the heater upstairs. And they didn't burn or anything. Just the entire outside coating went rock hard and a weird color. So I've never owned Uggs, so I didn't know that you have to have specific... I don't even own Uggs. They were knockoffs. I didn't know you were supposed to clean them a certain way, but, whatever. So now I have these lovely fluffy ones.
Wow, they're super fluffy. And the best part is they have backs.
They do have backs. Well, she got me Wicked ones for Christmas, and they don't have backs. And so when I'd go to kick the ball outside with the dog, I would shoot my slipper across and have to do like a one-leg hobble all the way over.
Yep.
Yeah, but my thrive is my feetsies are worn.
Oh, that's lovely.
And I've been into crochet, so. On that note, would you like to introduce the episode after I rudely interrupted you? To be like, I mean, I did.
I really interrupted you And then you sarcastically interrupted me. Yes. So, this week's episode is about our real life vision boards. So these aren't hustles. This isn't about girl bossing. This isn't about aesthetics. Actually, Eva's always aesthetic, but she's always like that.
It's not aesthetic. It's more like cohesive. I like it to be like I don't like lots of white or like lots of one. Well, I love blue, but like I like things so that when I'm not easily distracted by them, so it's like cohesive.
So we are not New Year's resolution people. We are vision board people. We did our stuff and everything that we really want to achieve for the podcast in our last episode and our businesses. And previous to that, we did our pop culture bingo card, which last year was freakishly, we were on point. And this year we had fun with that too. So if you haven't listened to those episodes yet, please go ahead. That is season 4. Season 4.
Which was funny because we started off, we did these kind of in November, December.
Yes.
So we were planning them. And we started with the pop culture one because they're fun and you can really just throw them out there.
Yeah.
And you're like, it'll happen. Still very excited though because on my birthday they announced that my limit hymn was going to be Flynn Rider. And I had that written down, but I didn't say it out loud. But it's nice to break it up because obviously the podcast is the two of us together.
Yeah.
And like you can have aspirational goals for that, but sometimes you don't want to like look at it all the time.
No, that's the whole thing. Is it's fun and it's inspirational. I was watching Adeline Morin. Yep. I was watching Adeline's YouTube video for like vision boards and like how she does it. And she's like, "Oh, I'll share my Canva template for free," and stuff like that, and how she kind of does it, which I really like, because she was like, I'm all about dreaming and fantasizing, but also you don't want to put stuff on there where you're like, I'm going to aspire to I'm going to get a fucking car. I'm going to get a fucking mansion. I'm going to do all this other stuff. And she's like, and your credit's shit. So you're going to have no chance of doing that no matter how much money you have.
Yeah.
So she's like building on those things. So if you want to put that one thing on there, maybe put the other things that help build that dream or something towards that dream on there. Like a realistic vision board. It's still with like a little bit of whimsy.
I see people who do like the big ones that are like those ones like they're like single and they're like, I want to be married, and I'm like, wow.
I'm like, are you even dating somebody? That's my favorite. My favorite is when someone's like not even dating somebody and then they're like, I'm gonna put this all on my vision board, and then they're all depressed at the end of the year, and I'm like, girl, maybe that's something that you put on there when you've been dating somebody for like 1 to 2 years and you like see a future.
Not even like 1 to 2 years. Like if it's a new relationship and you're like, oh, I see this going. And a lot of them too. I feel like the first 2 episodes were very like bingo card checklists, and this one's more like aspirational in general.
Yeah,
Babs. We like to aspire, but not like if I've hit like I want to be a billionaire by the end of the year. Like
anytime someone says I want to be a billionaire, I always think of that fucking Bruno Mars.
So freaking mad.
So freaking mad. Doom, doom, doom. I love that, man. These songs are so catchy.
Which, like, yes, I would love to be a hustle girl. I'd love to be, like, boss lady. I don't know why I said boss lady. Boss girl?
That was my favorite thing. I want to be a boss lady.
I don't know. Like, I'd love to be like that. But, like, I have not worn a blazer since, like, my capstone in high school. Like,
it's like, it just doesn't work. It's like aspiring to be a completely different person, which I'm like, here's me quoting all the YouTubers that I watch, which Carrie Dayton was like, I realized how much I put stuff on my vision board and then like shit on myself.
Yeah.
She goes, versus being like, oh no, I want to aspire to do this. And she kept like quoting this vision board, and her therapist was like, can you show me your vision board? And she goes, oh, okay. And her therapist goes, you want to walk me through this? Like that. And she goes, well, this, but I wanted you to do this, but then this, and I wanted you to do this, and blah, blah, blah. And she goes, Carrie, this is like a lecturing you board versus like a vision board. Do you know the difference?
Like there's a YouTube like twins. They're called the Merrill twins, and they were going through theirs. And I feel like theirs was good. Although they were like, I put this on my vision board and I don't remember what this was for.
I know, because that's the funny thing is you go down like the rabbit hole of finding pictures sometimes, and you're like, this perfectly represents the exact moment I think of. And all of a sudden you look at it and you're like, the fuck is this?
I am the queen of putting blank aesthetic in Pinterest. And then I'm like,
Yeah.
good enough.
I do the same thing since you taught me to do that.
Because every time you put in, say, like, sourdough,
Yeah.
you get 5,000 recipes, 400 ways on how to start a sourdough starter, and the correct temperature. And I'm like, I just want a picture of bread.
I just want a cute aesthetic photo of a bakery. Like, I just realized on mine that there's like all these cute things, and I was like, I want to like bake more as like a preview. So I have this one because I saw crumble, and then I realized that there's a lotto scratcher on top of it, and there's like all this other shit, and I'm like, the fuck am I meant? And there's like a TJ Maxx tab. I'm like, what am I? And I mean, that's the real dream right there. There's the fucking ice cream sundae on there. Like,
Is that on your old one, or
no, this is on my new one. I just looked down because I was like, oh, crumble, like cookies. And then I'm like, the fuck is on top of that? Oh, it looks like a package receipt. And then I zoomed in. I'm like, that is definitely like a lottery scratcher, but it doesn't show like what happens on it. And then there's like a thank you. Then there's a bunch of receipts, which I feel like maybe I should add something. So do you start with, some people start with like words. Some people just kind of like plan out their goals and put them in like grid form. They pick something from like each category. How did you go about it this time, Eve?
I try to pick my word of the year first.
Yeah.
And then I try to find a quote, like either with the word in it or like have the word separate. And then I kind of just like, I always write out like things I would like to do.
Oh, okay.
So like, and then I'm like, oh, well, like this would be nice, or like, what are the main themes of that? And then that goes into my vision board. I realize I have like 14 steps to get to. I'm not like, oh, like I wouldn't be like, oh, I want to bake more and put it on. I would be like, I want to do this, which I want to do this, and then they correlate into a theme.
I'm like I'm like one or two ways. Like one of them, I was like, I want to color more, coloring picture. The other one, I was like, okay, I want to read more, but I'm not going to define reading as just like holding a paper book. Also like audiobooks and stuff like that, which was so funny because I actually got okay, so every company is doing a fucking wrap right now. I did not need one from Dairy Queen. Just to let Dairy Queen come.
Get frap.
Yeah, I did not need it, Dairy Queen. So it says your 2025 Audible stats are here. So it was like, that celebrate your milestones. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. I'm like, oh, I feel like I didn't really like listen that much or whatever. Of course, when I go to pull it up, it's like, actually, I need to update. Where's it going? It says, in the past year, I logged 17 hours and 25 minutes in listening and finished 3 full titles.
Oh, that's good.
I was like, that's pretty solid.
Yeah.
For someone who doesn't, and I literally thought I did nothing. That's like 2 days worth of work.
2 days of work.
Yes. So I wanted to like find an image that made sense for that. And it was like, I'm like searching around for that and everything. And it was just, yeah. So what I do generally is I'll try to like figure out things that I want. Then I eliminate the things that I'm picking on myself about.
Okay.
And then I go, what are the main themes of all of these and what do these have in common? And that's how I figure out my word.
What's your word of the year? Alignment. Oh, right. I like that. It's very positive. What was your one last year?
One sec.
I think it was refresh.
I think it was refresh. So bad. I should know that. It was like literally right in front of me.
I think mine was perspective. Which I feel like I really did a lot.
It was refresh. Look at you remembering my stuff.
I was like, I was either fresh or refresh. I remember because when we were doing it, you said yours, and I was like, oh, that's cool. And you were like, yeah, I want to refresh this. And you were like, what's yours? And I was like, perspective.
Which I think you should have on yourself, Sarah. Don't just kidding.
No, it like, that's the other thing too, is like our vision boards are like aspirational boards, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, they're not like new year, new me, follow me on my 20-step program to find myself.
Oh my God, did you see, sorry, really random. Did you see that one girl that's selling, it's like $50,000 to be selected to go through this, like how to be a social media influencer?
Okay, I'd just like to tell everybody, if you've never heard of an MLM or a multi-level marketing scheme or anything like that, that's literally what all of these things are.
Okay, doing a giggle though. the only reason why she got a bunch of traction was because she was an OF person.
OnlyFans, yeah.
Well, I was just an OF.
Oh, I know. I'm just saying it for all the people who were like, she was an of.
She was an OF. And so now she's like, this is how you cultivate social media.
Show your tits.
And I was like,
Just like being an actress, show your tits.
which, like, I think it's 50 or like, that's just to like get in or something. And she like launched it. And it's not even like, it's like how to like build a business. And I'm like, but you've not, what? And a lot of people are like making fun of her.
I wouldn't exactly make fun of her. I mean, like, I'm always that person who's like, yeah, you do you. Like, it's not affecting me because I'm not the person who's gonna like go for stuff like that. But people who are giving out information for free or giving out information just to like help people overall, I think is always like a great thing. There was a new person that I found. Here's her, Katie Steckley. She goes by @Katie for YouTube. Like the @ Katie. She runs a YouTube edit agency
Okay.
and with a bunch of other women, and they help people like build their stuff, and they make videos literally about how to do it on YouTube for free using free tools. So like you can do stuff like that. That's the funny thing is like I've done it before where you've like paid for something, even if it's just like a simple, somebody was doing an ADHD planner. It wasn't the Jessica or whatever who's on YouTube. It was somebody else. And I was like, oh, cool. It was like $1. It was someone who I'd had on TikTok like during the pandemic. I was like, oh, I have ADHD. Maybe I should like look and see. And there was no preview. I think it was like maybe $1, or she had a $5 bundle. So I bought like the $5 bundle just to look at it. And it was very like anticlimactic to what I thought it was going to be versus how it was like built up.
Yeah.
And this is like a couple of years ago. I'm like, oh, I would have done all this. I'm one of those people where I feel like I was just like born to do quality assurance because I will look at something and be like, I would do it this way, but that's the way that my brain works. And that's the way maybe other people's brain works. But maybe what she did is for people who have the same like brain path as her. That's why I try not to like shit on the way people do things, but also I really hate when people are just like, buy my $500 course for this UGC creator program and you'll make $1,000 on Amazon in 2 days.
I think that like when there's programs like that and it's like they show no, like if there was like an introductory course for like $75 or $100 and it was like you take this course if you feel like this is something that like this is the type of stuff you would really interest, this is like a preview or whatever, like a small thing, and then you can then buy like a bigger course.
Yeah, that's what HubSpot Academy does is they have like a whole social media marketing. It's like a diploma or certificate that they have. You can get that and then you can do more. But they do it in, it's like, to me, it's like a smart way. They're very upfront with the fact that it is for their program.
Yeah.
And it will walk them through additional steps within their program, but also give you extra knowledge that you can use on like other platforms and use in kind of like everyday information. So essentially, it's a really solid marketing tool to get people to then back their product and support their product and also pay to subscribe to it and possibly pay to do like higher end courses. Stuff like that is fine as long as you're giving people an understanding of what it's going to be. But when you're like going in blind, throwing out these numbers. But my favorite is like, and then I'll teach, you buy my $500 course and then it'll show you all the stuff. And then I'll teach you how to sell people a $500 course. I'm like, that is a multi-level marketing scheme. And then you'll make money off of those people. I'll make money off of you. And I'm like, all I see is the pyramid building.
I think also like there's definitely a place for like for education and like investing into your education.
Yes.
But like a lot of people are like, oh, you could just Google stuff. There's a lot of trial and error with things. Like I understand when people do that, and when people are very like, if they became successful and like they started from scratch, or like how to build a business and like stuff like that, I'll watch those videos, or like how to do something on a camera. Actually, how to fix a washer. Do that one thing that's like things your dad didn't teach you, or like the dad to call. Thank you. You have saved me so many times. And like our dad was great. Dad taught us a lot. It's just the name of his channel and stuff. And I was like, man, I know this is a tiny piece. It's a little thing that I didn't know how to do. Now I know how to do it.
Yeah.
But, like, those types of things, like, those are good skills. And, like, a lot of people I see with their vision boards, they're like, I want to invest in my finances, or I want to invest in, like, my education and stuff like that. And they didn't grow up with, like, parents who knew anything about money, or didn't know anything about, like, budgeting or, like, that type of stuff.
Yeah.
So they're investing in that because they're like, I did not grow with that around me. Do you break do you break your vision board up into sections, or do you break it up and then, like, mix it all together?
So last year I did it where everything was kind of like I just utilized like the 4 corners of my vision board.
Yeah.
I'm like, maybe if editing Sarah remembers, she'll throw it up so you can see it in the video if you're on YouTube watching this at all. So I kind of separated and put it in there. This year, I decided that I would do one personally for myself and then do like one for like career, because I feel like I am that, and I'm going to say millennial just because I promise I have a point. I'm that millennial who constantly squishes and blurs those lines together. And I want to see if this like makes a difference just for like even like my brain.
Mm-hmm.
Because this guy's like, I have a question for all the millennials out here. He just started showing up on my TikTok. He's super funny. And he was just like, when you're sitting there, do you feel like you're useless and doing nothing? And I was like, yes. Some people are in the comment. They're like, that's because you have ADHD or something like this. And I'm like, he's like, no, like seriously. And then people started saying quotes that we would hear at our jobs. So like my first job, my boss was amazing. So I didn't hear a lot of this shit, but later on I did. So like, if you can lean, you can clean, or like all these other things. And even though they were like little catchphrases that bosses and stuff like that had at that time, it does stick in your brain. And I've literally thought that in my head. Oh, I'm just like leaning here right now waiting for something to be done. Why don't I do blank while I'm doing this instead of just standing here? Because just standing, it's just an inconvenience.
Also, like, that might not be like a standing like inconvenience thing. It can also just be like wanting time to pass by.
Oh,
You're like, I
not like
also-
literally washing water royal, but I'm just like,
Yep. It's just for fun.
you know what I mean? Is just like separating the two so that way it's like, no, like this is me.
Mhm.
I am Sarah. This is me. This is what I do. This is me, my family, my shit.
Mhm.
This is the other stuff on this. This is the other, like my career-y
Yeah.
stuff and the other stuff outside of that. So
Like outside home, inside home.
yeah. So I printed, I have to go pick that up from London Drugs. I think I did that like a week ago too. I printed off my vision board and I put it in an 8x10 frame.
Oh, nice.
A lot of people say to make it bigger than that. If I can find a cheaper frame and not have to pay $40 to get a poster printed, maybe I would. And then I could have it up in my room, change the vibes, make Ben do one. Can you imagine my husband doing one? I wonder, he'd probably like it. He does love himself in some arts and crafts.
I feel like his would be a lot of like jewels. No, somewhat like sunsets. Like, I like how you were like tools, and I'm like sunsets, Legos, puzzles.
Yeah.
Books. Like, the best way I can describe your husband is like, like that friend in Hallmark movies. It's usually a female. And it's usually the barista.
Oh, yeah.
That like knows all the tea, but like secretly has like a woodworking shop. And is always like, oh yes, I am assisting with building the light groves, the
Christmas Light Festival.
Christmas farm. And you'd always be the person that you're like, oh, I don't really think he's gonna be into that. And he's like, I would love to go to the pumpkin patch. I'd love to go pick out a Christmas tree. Or like something that, and you're like, really?
My favorite thing is he had to marry my allergy-ridden ass because his family always went out and got real Christmas trees and they got a Christmas tree for him. And he's like, I can't wait to do this. I'm like, so fun fact, I'm like deathly allergic to those. I can't have them in my house. So
Yeah.
I compromise. We have an artificial tree, but I let him buy those sticks that smell funny because they actually don't bug me that bad. But he made sure to find ones that like don't trigger people's asthma because I'm so special.
Well, we can't have a real Christmas tree either. Because Mom is allergic to cedar and I'm allergic to the other girls. Yeah, me this morning, sitting out with the dog. I sneezed like 20 times.
Also, like in the words of Dad, even if we weren't allergic, it wouldn't make sense because this house has electric baseboards, and that sounds like a fire waiting to happen.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
So it was always like, oh, this would be aspirational. But I feel like he would vibe with it. That might be like a nice, that could be a family activity. Charlie could do one. I mean, your child could do one.
I say her name.
Do you say her name?
She does.
I forget every episode.
Text with her. I ask her almost every single year, is it okay if I still continue to say your name? And she's like, thank you so much for asking me. And my husband's like, why do you do that? And I was like, it was like, I went to post this picture and she was being silly. She's like, I can't remember what she was. I don't know. She was just about. I'm like, is it okay? Oh, when Facebook reminds you of something that happens like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was a picture of her asleep in a car seat because and the funny thing is I had taken a photo to show Eve and our mom. I sent it in a group chat of her like just passed the fuck out like 24 hours before that thing came up on Facebook. And I was like, oh, I want to post this. It's so cute. And then I was like, oh, I should stop. She's 9 years old. She's going to be 10 in October. I'm like, is it okay if I post this? Like, do you think it's funny? Or do you think that this will be something that'll piss you off in the future if something comes up? And she looks at me, she goes, that's so funny. Look at me. I even have my face in the exact same spot and my mouth is hanging open the same. I'm like, right? She goes, yeah. I'm like, okay. I'm like, I'll give you 5 minutes and I'll ask you again. She's like, hey, and I did it. She's like, yeah, do it, Mom. I'm like, okay. Just because like I didn't have to worry about things coming up online.
Mm-hmm.
And nor do I've ever really given fucks about stuff like that. Like if someone pulled up some old picture of me like partying, I wouldn't give a fuck.
Mm-hmm.
But some people have like more feelings when it comes towards that stuff. I've been advised that a lot of people think that I'll have an embarrassment button. I laugh more at myself when I do something than anything else. But I don't really... I only get embarrassed if someone's being like disrespectful.
Yeah, like if you're being involved, like if you are involved with them.
Yeah, I don't even know if I would call that like embarrassment. I would almost call that just like shock. But that's the only time is like when it comes to like disrespect or something like that. But like I fucking fall, I bust my nail, I break my toes. I've done like all that shit and I literally do not care because you know what? I couldn't.
Well, you could.
Couldn't.
You do yell and scream, but
I do yell, scream, and swear, but it's not like I'm not embarrassed. I'm just expressing sometimes the general pain of my black baby toe. Like,
yeah, I don't. But I also don't think about those things of like, when was the last time I was embarrassed?
I know when someone said that to me, I literally was like, it was Mike. He looks at me and goes, oh, and I was like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed like this. He's like, I feel like you have no embarrassment button, and I was like. And I just sat there the rest of hockey practice, staring off. And my husband goes, I told him, and he goes, I don't think you do either. You say everything that comes to your mind. And I was like, yes, I do. And he goes, even if you fall, you'll just turn around and do it. You won't be like, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. You'll be like, get my ass off the ground. It's getting wet or something like.
I feel like most of the time, like, it wouldn't be like, oh, I'm standing up, I feel embarrassed. I feel like it would be something like if you bleed through your pants. Or, like, if you have a hole in your pants. What involving pants?
I like actually, well, girl trauma. I had it where I was wearing light blue jeans in high school.
Yeah.
And a very nice girl who I went to school with sat behind me, and her name was Shannon. And she goes, Tara, I guess she goes, you're bleeding out of your pants. And I was like, oh, look at Mother Nature. One of the guys was like, ew, is that blood? And I was like, your mom had to do it in order to get you, didn't she? And he just looked at me, and he was like, what? And I was like, it's natural, like, whatever. It sucks. I hope I can get out of these pants. And I was like, well, put up my hand and looked at the teacher, and I was just like, can I go home? She's like, yeah. And I was like, I literally live 2 blocks away. I'll just change and I'll come right back. She's like, you're going to come back. I'm like, yeah, of course I am. Still going to learn. It's just like stuff happens. She goes, oh yeah, we can. And she was being like so sympathetic. It was so funny. And I was like, I'm good. And she's like, oh, okay.
I don't really feel like I get that embarrassed. Like, I probably do, but I don't. I probably am just like, Jesus.
No. Like when I found out my leggings were see-through. And
I think the way I was to state it was like, girl, you wearing pink panties today? And you were like, what? I'm like, because I straight up see your ass.
Oh, well, and there was another time where I had no idea, and it was these other ones that I used to buy, and I lived in Vancouver, and we were walking with my friend's parents, and her dad takes a picture, and he goes, Sarah, can I show you this picture of you? And I was like, sure, Steve, show me that picture. And he whips up his camera and I'm like, oh, you can see my ass straight through there. And he goes, I didn't want to sound creepy, but yes, you can, honey. And I was just like, well, shit, looks like I'm buying leggings today. And it was hot, so I just wrapped my hoodie around my waist.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I didn't need people seeing my ass.
I know, it's also just like, what do you think your word of the year was?
Mine is alignment.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to say it in my, like, that's my Eve, calm meditation voice.
I don't even mean to do it. My voice just, I've heard one of the TikToks, because, you know, I scroll and support. And it was something like, you know what really bugs me? And I was like, oh my Lanta, shut up. Like, why do I sound like, hello?
Oh, you came across one of ours?
And I was like, why do I sound so like, hello?
No, you sound so calm, and I sound like the cackling crazy lady. I'm the village crazy lady.
But it's always like, it bounces in between, and it's like, I have my calm app on, and I have a podcast. That'll be like, hello. Hi, everybody! Like, mine's cultivate.
Cultivate. Do explain. I feel like mine's pretty self-explanatory. I'm like, unless you want me to go further into mine, but I feel like alignment kind of makes sense.
That really makes sense. It's like when I said perspective last year. Well, you kind of looked at me like I wasn't. You were like, when is that? But like alignment, perspective, I feel like kind of, yeah, hand in hand. We were a year apart, but we were on trend. Cultivate. I saw this goal and it was like cultivated goals help you grow what you have been given. What's a cultivated goal? It's like something that I've already started doing, but I want to harness and expand on.
Oh, okay.
So it's like I've already have like the baseline tools.
Yeah.
But I want to invest more time into those tools.
Oh, okay.
I 100% went on Pinterest and said, cool words.
It's not any different. I literally like dropped mine all together and then sat there and what's the thing? And I had like 4 words written out. And then I put mine into You Can Hate Me If You Want, ChatGPT, and said, what's the trending thing? What would my word of the year be? And shabammy, it was the 3rd one on my list.
Oh!
I was like, look at me go. Actually, it said aligned. And I was like, well, I'm not legging, so I'll be alignment. Thank you very much.
I feel like aligned, it means that you've already done it. Alignment is the
Process.
Yes.
Yeah, 100%.
I like almost like a verb or like an action word, because if I say that I've already cultivated my goals and I've already done them, then I have nothing to aspire to. But if you say cultivate,
when I hear cultivate, I immediately think garden. So when you said that, I was like, can you expand? What do you mean?
I was
like,
waiting for you to say
so you're like growing different ideas and different opportunities.
Yes.
It's your mental
I've
garden.
planted the seed and now I need to water it.
Oh my God, I can't stop myself. That's what he said.
Now it's the what is like, so you said that you're now kind of mashing them both. What would be like one of your themes that you feel like you've had in yours?
Oh, what do you mean by theme?
Well, like one of your like if you look at the board and you're like, oh, because you said you want to bake more.
Yeah.
So like a couple pictures of like what you want to bake. Is there like a specific thing you want to bake?
Because I didn't look cool enough at it. Because I had just like crumble cookie. So my whole thing, specifically saving just for like baking, is I want to try different baking recipes, but I also need to know, and Eve's gonna laugh because she does this, to make small batches and to try new recipes in small batches and not make them for an army. Like if it's a 3 dozen recipe, scale it back to a 1 dozen or even a half dozen recipe to try something. Because sometimes I get so excited. I go, it has all the things that everybody likes in my family. Let me make these amazing things. And I make them and they're like, these are good. And then they eat them like twice and they're like, okay, we're done now. And they're not really like, sometimes if you make things, you know that they're just not going to freeze well.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, if I make something and I like it, I was thinking of like making a dozen cookies of a new one, freezing half of them so that way I'm not like wasting them, making 6 of them, seeing if anybody likes them. If we like them, baking the other ones that are like in the freezer, or if we don't like them, I can bring them over here and you guys can try the cookies too.
True.
And it's like the frozen cookie dough. Because Eve bought the Kirkland chocolate chip cookie dough box. and it lasts literally forever. And I was like, that's so fucking smart.
It's still going.
Like, why? I was like, why wouldn't I just do that? And then that way, and also Rachel, the YouTuber I watch, does that, where she's like, every night I have 2 cookies. I take my 2 balls and my dough out and stick them in my thing. And I was like, I love you. You're the best.
I will say, like, I would probably do that for, like, other cookies, but sometimes I just want a good chocolate chip cookie. And have you seen the prices of chocolate chips?
Okay, what the fuck is with chocolate chips and coffee? I feel personally targeted.
Oh, coffee for me is okay, but, like, you have an espresso. I have a regular coffee maker, so I just
No, even regular coffee is like absolutely atrocious in pricing.
Oh, really? I didn't have to buy coffee in a while.
I know. It's like to the point where my friend, who is very, I'm going to call you frugal, Selena, instead of cheap as fuck. And she has gone from like, you'd buy West Coast blend.
Yeah.
It was like President's Choice. Or you would buy Folgers or even just like Kicking Horse coffee, for example, to now purchasing the great value medium roast coffee from Walmart. Not putting it down. She's like, actually, ironically, it's absolutely delicious.
Mhm.
I'm like, yeah, but she goes, I'm still paying $15 for that tub. That was $7 last year. Like they're so. I think it's just like the way that they're fucking with prices right now.
Oh, I was like,
Always.
Bay or Costco. The big bag at Costco.
I know. I was like, I can get you coffee at Costco, and she's like, no, I'm fine right now. I feel like Costco, if you are a coffee drinker, that's like the ideal place to get it from.
Yeah.
And it's probably the place that is most, like the price is most regulated versus, or they make stuff specifically for them. Like, what is it? The Seattle Best is Kirkland Coffee or Starbucks is Kirkland Coffee. And
I don't remember, but yeah.
Something like that, yeah.
Do you want to learn how to? I thought you were going to be like, I want to try to make non-dairy baking. That's one not out of the ass expensive, but also that tastes as good as like our family recipes.
Oh, no. I mean, I just swap margarine, which if you have a dairy allergy, actually read the margarine box because a lot of them are adding like buttermilk powder. So I just swap butter for margarine. And then if it says milk, generally, if I look it up, oat milk is like a 1-to-1 with like regular milk. So usually I can make stuff and it works totally fine. The only thing though is I feel like it dries out faster if you have them on the counter.
Yeah.
So if you're not going to like eat them right away, then put them in the fridge or type thing. So that's why it's like the whole thing is like I'd make them and then it's like after a couple days, it's like, there's no life.
You're like, I need to dunk.
Or like my kid dunks them in like milk and like all the milk's gone out of her cup and she's, the fuck? Like a sponge. It's just like actively doing more things with like my hands. And in turn, I feel like that will give me the initiative to, maybe not let my dishes sit for so long.
Yeah.
Or like do stuff because I have the same mentality as our mom where I'm like, I can't do anything until the kitchen is clean. Which I'm trying slowly to like unlearn that. Part of the kitchen can be clean. But
well, yeah, where you need to do stuff would make sense.
I mean, for sanitary purposes, of course, I want it to be clean when I'm cooking, but like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. And that doesn't mean like, oh, there's mold growing on all the countertops. It's like, oh, there's a few crumbs and it's bugging me.
No, I was just like, I didn't want to do those plates.
True.
Yeah.
I think I have a couple quotes. I always put like quotes. I always put a couple of things here and there. I'd say my main like is like to do with the analog bag, which I died when I saw it on TikTok.
Oh, I was laughing because I was served the analog bag. You sent it to me. And then I was just like, And I had a thought in my brain. And then I flicked up and the lady's like, are you a Gen X or a millennial? And kind of laughing at this analog bag thing. And I was like, just a little. Like, I love the idea of it. But it's like, that's just my tote bag. Full of my things that I want to do. That's my activity bag.
Shout out to Mama, because Mom's had this bag for years. Yeah. She had this purple and cream tote bag, which looks like the LL Bean tote that everybody got.
I thought it was a Purdy's canvas bag.
No, it is.
Shut up. Is it seriously?
Yeah.
Oh my God. Because I'm like, those colors are so Purdy's chocolates.
They've been it's back from like the 70s or the 80s. She had this tote bag. She still has it. It's a fantastic tote bag.
Because it's made with really good canvas.
Ever since I grew up, we went anywhere that minorly had like any wait time. She had a book in there. She had some knitting in there.
Yep.
She had a book in the car
Yes.
at all times.
My car book, Sarah.
So she's like, I need to switch out my car book because this book isn't vibing with me. And I'm like, because she waits for Eve when Eve's coming out for. No, she like plays the game on her phone now and does jigsaw puzzle. But it was always so funny because I'd be like, oh, can I quickly just pop into the store and go grab some? And walk out. And she's like, well, can we wait a minute? I'm halfway through a chapter.
You're sure you don't need anything else in this complex?
And I'm like, okay. But all mom has had one forever.
Oh, 100%. Like, I laugh because, like, from my perspective, I'm a mom and I call that a restaurant bag. So I sent it to Selena and said, oh my God, look at us. She's like, we were fucking trending before it was cool because you put stuff in there. And do not tell me that you did not bring your kid coloring shit and all the other stuff. And you didn't either do it with them or have your own little thing in there.
I have also done this. Like, I was the one when we drove to Disneyland. I made activity binders.
Oh, yeah.
And everything. And, like, I always giggle because people were like, an analog bag, it's so that you use less social media and you're more living life and doing, like, physical, tactile things.
I'm like, less ways for me to lose my shit all in one place.
Thank you.
Literally what I see. It's so funny, though, because people are, like, using a canvas bag. And for some weird reason, I was like, I kind of want a picnic basket. Like a picnic basket. To carry my stuff around. But it reminded me of the girl the year before who has the house purse. Yes, the house purse where she took, what would you call those? The things, they're from the Dollarama, at least in Canada they are. And it has a little handle in the middle. It's almost like a shower caddy. Yeah, it's almost like a shower caddy. Like it'll have either 2 long sections on either side or it'll be split up into 4 and it'll have a handle. I know in college you use that for like to take your stuff to like the bathroom when you have communal bathrooms.
It's a picnic tray. It's a utensil, like picnic tray or something like that. People use it in school now for you, but like it has 3 separate utensil things, and then the other side was for napkins.
And it was so funny because it wasn't like your standard purse, but like for example, she'd have her phone in there, so she always knew where her phone was. She'd have like a pencil or pen or like a notepad so she could write stuff down when she was thinking of it. She had like gum. Another girl I saw had inhalers, which is for all us asthmatic girlies. Good job. I loved that. There was like, or like Kleenex. There was like these little things so she could like carry it around and always know where her stuff was. I'm like, oh, that is so fucking smart.
I know. And I
love that.
Giggle because I saw it and I was like, there's like a tiny handle. But I feel like that process, like, our mom instilled it in us. So
100%.
I always get, like, I have a whole hobby room. So,
Yeah.
but I'm like, oh, like, doing things like, I love, like, embroidery or, like, cross-stitch. Haven't gotten on the needlepoint train yet, but I love a cross-stitch. And it is different, by the way. I'd like to state that to everybody. Everybody who's like, oh, I'm doing needlepoint and you're doing cross-stitch. It's different.
Yeah.
Like, reading more. I always say reading more. I read a ton, but, like,
I set a goal for myself. Eve wrote it down. It's like 5 books. I want to read or enjoy 5 books. So if you don't count audio listening, like Audible and stuff like that, I have a picture on my phone.
I put it somewhere.
Anything. So if it's like books, it's 5 over the whole year because I feel like that could be attainable. Also, I have started like regularly, almost every week, going to the library with my kid because she likes to play chess. So she goes to chess club on the Wednesdays. And then I was looking at books and I want to actively be like even reading more in front of her. Like she's in grade 4 and I want to help like her in general kind of coming up with those habits. Like my husband will like read a book. So just she's not just seeing us like on a phone, like having a separate time to do that. Or even like my husband and I were talking about having over, say at like 7:00, we just like turn everything off.
I think I don't want to say an issue with like digital books and stuff like that and like audiobooks is that I saw this video of this. I am on Mom Talk. I'm not a mom, but somehow I gained a part of it
because I use your interwebs.
But also I feel like a lot of their like philosophies and stuff I like vibe with. Is as much as it's like great and if it's like easier for you to read, like it's a lot more accessible to have a Kindle and stuff, your kids still see you on a screen or a device. So then they're still like kids can't tell the difference between a Kindle and an iPad.
Yeah.
Or they can't tell the difference between a phone and an MP3 player. Is that like physical of like looking at it, they're like, oh, well, mommy has her phone or mommy has her iPad. I want to have an iPad. Why can't I have my iPad time? Because you're having your iPad time. And so, like, having that, like, physical, even, like, a notebook, or if you're, like, reading a book, or when in doubt, hold a book up and slide the Kindle between if you still have the Kindle. But, like, your, like, kid will see a square device that has a screen, and they'll be like, iPad.
Well, and that's the funny thing is I feel like, especially when it comes to reading, you're immediately like, oh, let me find books. And you like research and go down a rabbit hole. Say if you don't know what kind of books you're into anymore and you want to find stuff. Or you look them up on Amazon and they're just as expensive as getting a hard copy and you don't have time to go get the hard copy. And there's all these complicated things like libraries are free. You can go to the library. You can also get ebooks for your library as well. They also have audiobooks for some things too. Or like if there's a bunch of moms at school and you hear them talking about stuff and you go, hey, like, I'd love to read that book, and they happen to have it, like, a lot of the moms will take pictures of books in my daughter's grade, have them all laid out and be like, does anybody want any of these? I'll drop them off with your kids, and then they can bring them home, whether it's kids' books, whether it's, like, adult books, whatever. So there are more options, or, I mean, my favorite place to go to get a deal, Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, or the
Thrift stores.
thrift stores, Book Outlet is
Yeah.
a cheaper place too.
I love Book Outlet. Book Outlet saved me. I think when I calculated it last year, based on all the books I got my daughter, they saved. It was like probably like $150.
Yeah, like I got everybody a book for Christmas. If it was a coloring book or if it was a regular book, combo of whatever books. But this is not sponsored. I'd love to be sponsored by Outlook. One day.
Book Outlet. That would be awesome. Well, that's the funny thing too, is even if you're talking about stuff that you have in common, like my husband reads a lot of the same books that like our aunt or uncle read as well. And they were like, oh yeah, Ben goes, oh yeah, I'd love to read that Murder Club book. And my Auntie Jo goes, our Auntie Jo goes, oh, here, like we have them all in the box. We have every single book. Here you go. And he's like, what? And she goes, yeah, like sometimes we like give them away or like whatever type of thing. And he's like, are you kidding me right now? Like he came home and like he left what he got as a present, which was this really nice Carhartt t-shirt and like a big bag of peanuts that are delicious. And him and Charlie living their best life. I love them too. But he was so excited. He's like, it's like they just gave me $300 worth of books for free. Hey, everybody. This episode is running nice and long, so we're going to split this into two. Look forward to next Monday at 6 a.m. for the second part of this. Stay as warped and twisted as ever. Peace.
We'll make it through the night. Burned out perfectionist, it's time to play. Let's embrace the chaos. Come what